Hello, welcome to another Planet Crafter video. In this video here, I am going to teach you all the beginning tips and to advanced tips and guide you on how to be effective in this game and everything you need to know about it, all that kind of jazz. So let's get started right away. The first tip and anything that you need to know for like any game is get to know your map. It's usually the most important thing to do. So we'll show you the map right here and we'll just zoom out the max as we can right now. This is the currently best we can do for the map right now. So let's just carry on. Sorry about that. Yeah, so right here is, you can see all these little mining nodes right here. So this is the starting area, so you know, and this is the not the full map, but this is pretty close to it. This is the starting area here. It gets flooded underwater, and of course these are the mining places right here. So now you can actually see the mining nodes. So this area here is for aluminum, and of course that aluminum and iridium, and there's a uranium, and there's another one over there, and there's another sulfur one way over there too, and a sulfur right here. All those ones there can be mined with the T1 miner. Everything else needs a T2 miner, so that's the osmium and the new zeolite cave and the super alloy cave right here. So everything is centered really pretty much over here right now. So this is a good centralized base location right here. This is where I got my base. It's pretty nice. It's nice and centralized right in this area here, but of course it's a little bit foggy. But anyway, this is the map. These are the crashed ships that you can see right here, just to take a good view of it right now, and then we'll give you a better view. And I'm starting off my videos, no, not in the ladder there, this one right here. I'm starting off my videos with my stairway to heaven right here, and how I have gotten, so we can see a nice top-down view of the whole map, and I can try and point out as much of these locations as I possibly can on where things are as I'm falling, to give you a general idea of where everything is. So here we are at the top. Oh, we missed it. It's 2,700. Oh no, I didn't fall yet. There we go. We can see it because there's your coordinates at the bottom left of the screen right there. The middle one is your height, and we're at 2,777 for height right now. And each video I'm going to go higher and higher and see how high, see where the maximum is. We haven't got to the maximum yet. But yeah, those are the coordinates down there. The first two numbers are the second number is of course your height, and the first and third number are your other things. And I don't know what the other two numbers are because I didn't really care. But right now, and here we will fall. As you can see the planets up here. You can't see much down there, but this map is a big square. You can see the squaring right there. You can see the squaring basically around this map, and you can see the beacons I located where important things are. The black one there is the abandoned town bunker area over there. There is the green one right there we can see, and that is the uranium mine. And above there, and that pool above there, is the pulsar quartz cave, the new one. And above it you can mine sulfur. And over here in that little hole right there, that's the iridium mine right there, and there's the osmium mine right there. It has little tunnels that goes over there. There is a crashed tiny little ship over there, a crashed tiny ship satellite thing over there on that side of the lake. And the bunker there. There's a bunker and the second pool over there, a satellite over here. A satellite is way over here on this side, and there's a crashed ship right there we can see, and that's lots of super alloy in there to find, but once it's gone, it's gone. The starting area, of course, this cave goes in through here, and it goes to the new zeolite cave, which also comes out under that new area over there. Bunker over there, bunker over there, new crashed ship, and another all this other stuff. A little hidden cave right there, and this is Vine Cave right there, Super Alloy Cave, the Sulfur area, and all these caves connect over there. Another Pulsar Quartz Cave over there, the first one. And this is where we fall down to my base. I should get my jetpack on there before I land and kill myself, or come close to it. Anyways, so yeah. Let's go on to the other basic tips in this game. The basic starting tips in this game is you're going to want to have your oxygen. Well, I couldn't have done that there. You're going to want to build oxygen things like there. So you don't have to limit yourself with just one. When you're moving around on the map, bring the materials right here. 3 iron and 2 titanium and 1 silicon. Always keep that with you and try and keep it with you so you can build a living compartment and your doorway, and you can jump into these and get oxygen whenever you want. So bring one of these with you, but do not be afraid to keep making more and more of these, especially at the start when you have limited movement and limited oxygen. Just build these things as much as you want. So you're traveling and exploring, trying to get out of your starter location, and you're running out of oxygen. Place one down, farm more mass to make another one. because one of the first things you're going to build is your constructor and deconstructor. So this is the best way to move around, is just deconstruct it, you get everything back, and then place a new one, or just keep one there and keep going. So build as many as you want. There's no limitations. Just build them all over the place, so you have little pit stops everywhere on the map to get oxygen on places you've been. But importantly, it is also good to have one, like, halfway through as you're exploring and unlocking chests, and you're only like halfway somewhere and you need oxygen. Just build it and go back in there and do that. Okay, the next function you're going to want to know, there is a new function on here with the control button. So you can use the control when constructing anything. I'll do some ladders for example. If you hold the control button down and build, it automatically lets you have the menu to build it again. So this works on all the buildings. And I don't need ladders, so yeah, that works in all the buildings. So if you want to build more than multiple items of the same thing, just hold control and you can do that. Control also works if you want to move one of any item. So you can hold control down and click, and it'll move all the items of one type of item over to your inventory. So hold control, move it all back and forth like that. So hold control is really handy for doing that, and it also works in all the other crafting menus too, like this one here. Before, you had to click on it, and if you wanted to craft something, you click on it, you craft it, and your mouse goes back to whatever default location it goes on, or it kicks you out of the whole menu altogether. If you hold control, you can click on it, and you'll stay where your mouse is, and you can keep crafting the same thing over and over again. So you can do more multiples and just craft really fast by holding control. It works in that menu. It works in the crafting station right here. If you want to craft like 5 rockets and you got the inventory full, you just hold control and do that. So that covers the control thing. The next thing you're going to want to do at the start of the game is build a lot of beacons. That's your first thing that you're going to be able to do, is craft beacons. And these are really handy to get to know your map and put these locations on. So you got the red here. You can change the colors. So this is the sulfur zone. That's why it's yellow. And color code your stuff. So you want to know where your osmium is or your other thing, and then color code other bases as you see fit. But yeah, it really helps out. And pink for the super ally, very important to have. So let's go on to the next thing. The next thing is we are doing a base setup. So setting up your bases, because the next most important thing is actually mining and stuff like that. And you want to be most effective, and you want to know how much miners to make. So when you're doing miners, you build as many T1s as you want for your T1 resources until you get to T2. We'll start off with the T2 basic mining setup right here, and we'll go to, how about iridium is really important, and I actually had a bigger iridium base right there. So before you get teleporters and you have that stuff, your basic setup should be at least 3 miners set up. So when you're doing this, set up 3 T2 miners, 6 for T1 miners at the start of the game, because they're only half as effective. So you want 6 T1 miners at the start for all the resources you mine with T1s, and then you can go to just 3 for a minimum. I recommend 3 for a minimum, because when you're doing your iridium, I already acted it's normally not this effective, but yeah, when you're doing this, that gives you at least 1 full inventory load. So you get a full inventory load off of 3 of them, usually almost guaranteed almost every time. You get at least a full inventory of it, and then you can come over here and then build one of your crafting stations inside, so you can craft them down to iridium rods and travel around the map a little bit easier, carrying more resources. And on all your mini mining bases, as I like to call them, just mining bases, try and have a water condenser at each of them, so you never have to worry about water when you're at them, and have at least 1 food grower in there, so you can click on and eat your food whenever you want. And the new thing there is the seeds are automatically replanted, so we don't have to worry about that anymore, thankfully, because that was annoying, that's for sure. And okay, so that is the basic setup. Oh, not finished the basic setup. The other thing to have at these places is a shredder. You're not going to need all these extra resources. They're nice to get them going right at the start. You might need them, and put your lockers in there like I had over here, like 1 locker for each thing. But yeah, you don't really need that later on as much. You just want to put everything into the shredder and shred it all. Like, you don't want that extra oxygen tank, you just shred it, stick it in there and shred it. Yeah. So having a shredder at all your bases, and all your bases where you can build the rods have one of these advanced constructors at it, and your food growers is the basic setup. And then later on you can stick teleporters in them and then teleport back and forth. Makes it super easy and really efficient to do everything. So the next nice tip and hidden trick right here you're going to want to find is the dead body. So dead body is mentioned right now because it is really nice, and it's right at the start of the game. So there's where you start. Remember that thing there? You start underwater here, and there's a over here somewhere is where you land on your basic start. And this right here is just located, where's the coordinates right here? It is 674 and 309 are your coordinates that you need to know. And right below me is a hidden wall in the rock. So yeah, let's get that properly. And down here, this won't be underwater at the start. So this will be all like regular stuff right here. But right here in this little hole right here, there's going to be a wall here. You can deconstruct it. So go to your deconstruction mode, and you can deconstruct this little thing right here. And it's a little hidden little cave right here. So this is the little hidden cave with the dead body and his message that, you know, yeah, you sent me here to die, blah blah blah. You know, they hate the corporation. Good for them. And in this chest right here is an awesome chest. I looted it already, but this one here had 5 pulsar quartz in it, and it had a whole bunch of other really goodies. This thing was totally full of mostly awesome stuff. So yeah, this chest right here is really important to get right at the start of the game, and you can get there, not a problem. You got a deconstructor, you can go in there and grab all this stuff right here. This is a really important loot to have. The other important loots to get are golden crates. These golden crates are all over the map. There's a video on each of these locations. One of the locations is right over there on the little green hill over there. There's a golden crate right there at the start of the game, and there's one right there on top of that crashed ship right there. And there's another one right over there in the aluminum fields underneath the little stone bridge walkway there. And they're all over the place. Just watch the video if you need the coordinates for them all. I show you them pretty much, and the new one is over there, and that's in a different video altogether. But yeah, this is a really important thing, is get that and get those things set up. The next thing we're going to discuss is your setup for your base. So let's go back to my base and I'll show you this setup. I originally did just 1 locker for each resource, and there's some of them are still here that haven't got deconstructed. This turns out to be not very good or very effective. I was doing too much running back and forth. So don't make that mistake, and try and make at least 3 lockers of each resource. So I expanded my base here and made 3 lockers for each resource. This is really handy, especially for stuff like super alloy, because you need more than just 1 locker full if you're going to do bigger builds. And running back and forth each time 1 locker is full, and then having overflow, it's kind of gets to be a pain in the ass, quite frankly. So yeah, try and get at least 3 lockers for all your resources. Like this is full and that is full, so you can fill all these things up nice and easily, and then not be running back and forth and worrying about your resources. So try and get your locker set up that way. The other thing for construction, to save your time on construction, you're going to want to try and build in groups of 5. Everything can be pretty much built in groups of 5 when you're starting off for your maximum inventory, if you want to maximize your time and efficiency. Yeah, for an example here, I can show you. I got 10 mushroom seeds here. You can grab the 10 mushroom seeds. You grab 5 silicone and 5 water, you fill your inventory up, and then you can make 5 nuggets by, you know, just holding control and click click click. You got your 5 nuggets, and then you can start building other stuff. And same thing with all these other resources right here, and so on. And I'll show you the process for all of these two, farming these two, to make it simple. For farming fertilizer, you're going to want, you know, 10 of the eggplant seeds, of course, and then get 5 sulfur, and then do your algae farm, which is a whole separate farm. So I'll show you my setup for an algae farm, because you're going to want to get algae for your bacteria first of all. Then you want to get mutagen, because your end goal in this game is your T3 trees, and they need 2 of these fertilizer 2s. They need 2 of those per tree, and the rest of them you can farm pretty much right away. So you're going to need a lot of those right there, which means you're going to need a lot of bacteria. That's a lot, because you're going to need a lot of fertilizer and a lot of bacteria to make all these things. So getting the fertilizer means that you're going to want, like, if you're going to do big groups, you're going to want to go out and do it 2 at a time. So that means 20 eggplant seeds and enough algae to farm and get that extra algae, which you have room for, because you need. That's why I say you build at least 3 lockers for algae, or 3 lockers for everything that you farm like that. so you have room to build all these things. So once you fill out your thing with like 10 eggplant, get 5 sulfur, and then go to your algae farm. Or if you're making bacteria, just don't bring anything. Have a fully empty inventory, and go to wherever your algae farm is. And algae farms, a really good thing to do is have these lake water condensers right here, because they're nice and handy, and build 2 of them. Once you have 2 of them and you take all of the inventory, then just chuck 1 or drink 1 or whatever you want to do with the extra one. That will fill up your 15 slots right here. And 15 water is what you need to make 5 of those bacteria. And then you go through your algae, and then you collect all your algae and you fill it up, and then you'll have 1 extra row of algae that you can store, and then that will make 5 bacteria right there. Then you can come back and do another one. That's why I have 2 of them. So I have 2 there and another group 2 here. So I can do this twice and get my 20 bacteria that I need crafted right away, and then with other algae. Now the other thing with algae spreaders, you can put them closer together, which I recommend you do. Not as spread out as this. Put them closer together, and then all the algae that grows underneath the water will be stacked closer together like this. So this is nice and close and makes it easier to farm, way more efficient. If they're stacked closer together, they'll be even closer together, and they'll be more like, you know, in this area right here type thing. So this is pretty good right now because they are pretty close together. This is really effective, but it could be more effective if they were closer together for farming your algae, and then you have to go back and forth a lot. So building a base near an algae place at the start before you have teleporters is really handy. Later on you can move them as much as you want and place them anywhere you want. This just happens to be where I made my first base over there. You can't see it, it's just over there. But yeah, I made my first efficient base over there. We can go over to there quickly right now, because this is a good place for a main base later on if you want. I was going to put it right up here because this is nice and flat right here. And this rock here overlooks like the whole map, basically. This is a nice and centralized location. This rock is nice. You can build it anywhere else, anywhere you want over here if you want a nice view over everything. And you can build the base right here and then fall through the ground because it's not perfect. But yeah, so you got to build higher off the ground. So this is a good place for a main base. But yeah. So let's go on to the next thing. Algae, and then the blue chests is next. So throughout this map there is blue chests everywhere, and this loot is random. So all the blue chests throughout this game is random loot, has a random loot table. So save your game before you open the chests, and then when you open them, if you don't like the loot, just reload your game and get it in. And what is the best loot priority? Let's go over that right now. Well, to start off with, you're going to need a lot of those mushrooms. So at the start of the game, you're going to want to try and get 10 of those mushroom seeds, because they are a rare drop on these chests, and it's really hard to get 10. Like I only had like a couple until the new expansions had more blue chests until I got them all. But yeah, if I had like 10 of these at the start, this would have been, my game would have been a whole much faster. So yeah. Do that, reload your game, try and get your 10 mushroom seeds right away. Once you have your 10, they are no longer important unless you want to go nuts, which you don't really need to. They go really fast. You don't really need to get more than just 10 and do 5 at a time. But you can. It's up to you if you want to do more. The next most important thing, and the most important thing later on, is going to be the Lemira seeds. The Lemira seeds are limited, and you need these for your rockets. Your biomass rockets use these, and these are limited quantities. So that's my next best thing to recommend is, reload and try and get a Lemira seed out of all the blue chests. All the other loot in the chests you can craft, except for, of course, the blue chips. And you're going to want some of the blue chips at the start of the game to get everything unlocked. But as you can see, there's a lot of extra blue chips after you've unlocked everything. These are all extra that I do not need. Okay, and now farming is the... I already said, yeah, farming the... farming the eggplant. I got like 20 eggplant seeds to help you farm the fertilizer a little bit better. To get your fertilizer and fertilizer 2, and that means 10 of the squash farmed. And then of course you're going to want your mutagen, at least 5 of the gas extractors right there. But let's carry on to the other things. The golden seeds, I was just there. So yeah, the golden seeds are in those golden chests, and there's only 12 of them so far, and that's the only way to get them at the moment. And these golden seeds can be used in the tree maker thing. It doesn't show you the recipe in your DNA manipulator thing, but you can put these golden seeds in there, and the trees are going to be 200%. So that's the oxygen multiplier is 200%. It's a lot better than the basic 125, and you get 150% out of those 2 other flowers that I have no more of. I used them all in my trees already. But yeah, not the chips one, sorry, the one beside it. Yeah, they're all gone. Yeah, so the other two kind of plants that you find on the ground after you've progressed far enough for plants for regular grass and stuff to grow on the map sporadically, you can get those seeds there, and they make 150% trees. So they're all used up in my trees, and then 125 I replaced them with the stuff here. I haven't made any tree sprayers yet, anyways. But let's carry on. Yeah. Once you have teleporters unlocked and you are golden, instead of bringing a bunker, I mean not a bunker with you, your little house with you, instead of bringing a little house with you everywhere you go, you can just bring a teleporter with you instead. So teleporter is really handy that way. So when you're traveling around exploring new racks and everything, just drop a teleporter down and you'll be able to teleport there and then drop off your loot to your main base, and then when you come back you can deconstruct it and then carry on with your looting of all your crashed ships and exploring and finding all your chests. Basically finding where all the golden chests are should be your first priority, but then when you get the blue chests, you can start getting your loot back and forth that way, and so on. And that is it. That is all the basic tips I have for you for right now. So thanks for watching, and as more tips and more things happen when this game gets developed and updated more, just stay tuned and I will get to them and I'll address them right away. So thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you be more efficient and get started right away with all these tips and tricks. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.